You know, there was a time, uh, for many, many, many years. The day my author's book came out, I would be at Barnes and Noble at like 9:30 to get it. And I don't know if you've noticed, we used to have a Walden's and a Barnes and Noble. Now we're just down to Barnes and Noble. And nowadays, it's you end up buying off of Amazon because they're not about the product anymore. Barnes and Noble they're not about the product. They're about the display. They want to display. So you go in there and you ask them for a book. 9 times out of 10, they'll pull out, oh, but I can order it for you. So you could have saved the gasoline and you could have ordered it online from Barnes with a small percentage off if you're a membership, and then wait a month because Barnes is horrible with shipping. I mean, the last time I checked, if you pre-ordered a book, you would get it 2 to 3 weeks after the book came out. So that's why we all flock to Amazon, because Amazon, if you pre-ordered a book, there's a really good chance, unless there's a weather situation or something else conflicts, there's a really good chance you'll actually get it the day the book comes out. But anyways, welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina, Kristina. This is where I read books and talk about books. I have no special effects, no theme music, nothing like that. And I would appreciate likes and subscribes. It would be cool to have 1,000 subscribers by December as a Christmas present. It doesn't cost you anything. It's totally free. And if you could like and share, that would be appreciated too. It's been over 10 months and I haven't gone anywhere. My channel is moving slower than a channel. And we also do Flashback Mondays. We do Star Trek Fridays. Legacy is this week. Remember Me was last week, and I thought that was a horrible title because it was, well, maybe it had to do with the Traveler. I don't know, but people kept forgetting who Beverly was. People kept disappearing from Beverly's wife. But anyway, you'll have to check out that episode. But like I was saying, certain authors, I would be at Barnes and Noble 9:15, 9:30 to get the book. And as years progressed and I kept going to Barnes and Noble and they didn't have the book in stock, or it was in the stock room and whoever was up front was too lazy to go in the back and get it, I slowly started and have totally progressed where I totally shop Amazon. Barnes, it takes too long, they're too expensive. It's just better. I mean, they're still there, and they wonder. It's even what happens with regular stores. Have you gone shopping? Like they'll advertise this big sale, and then you'll go to this J.C. Penney's or Kohl's or any of those big stores, and you go in, and they don't have your size, so you got to go home and order it anyway. It's just, I have this expression when I don't know what to say and I would like you put in your own word. It's just, and you can fill in the sentence however you want it. So this was one of the authors way back in the day, not so much now, but there were certain authors that I would be at Barnes and Noble when it opened. And there were certain books that I would pre-order, and this was one of them. In the beginning, this was a good series, and a lot of you will agree that it was a good series way back, and now you're like, eh. So yeah, it was like Janet Ivanovich every November, Catherine Coulter, JD Robb. Oh, still hell yeah! Pre-order that sucker months in advance. It was better when she did 4 a year. We'd get 3 Nora Roberts, 2 JD Robs, and then 2 JD Robb novellas. I miss those days. But I am reviewing all those on my YouTube channel, so please check this out. So, anyways, like I was saying, we are doing today Bullet by Laurell K. Hamilton, also available on book on CD. And like I said, in the beginning, she was working and solving cases with the police. And those were good books. She solved the case. All right, so I had an issue with her and John Claude because she was so firmly in the cement hell no category that she melted 8-9 books later, and from where it's gone, Anita Blake from Guilty Pleasures is not the same Anita Blake here or in any future book. Narcissus in Chains is the split line. If you want to read vampire and you want to solve cases, you read the first 8-9. If you're an Edward fan, you read Obsidian. And then if you're an adult situation fan and you're into the characters, I'm into the characters. I'm a character person. I read series. I'm a series person. I do Star Trek Next Generation. I'm a series person. I like to read about the characters developing. And by this point, I'm attached to these characters and I want to see them go further and I want to know what happens. So that's what drives me in the pursuit of this series. I'm in it for the characters. I want to know what's going on, that kind of thing. So yeah, I will continue to support the author. I will continue to buy her books because I'm a character person. When I get attached to a series, I'm with it. I will go with it. So this is book 19 in the series. And I wrote a couple of notes here. Now, I was trying to figure out how to explain this book, and there's no way. It's just, I will, when we get to it on Flashback Mondays, when it shows up in RT Reviews, my book Bible for back then, I have to go look. I'll have to go pull it because I've got the magazines for this year. I should have looked. Let me see something. I had to go look. They didn't review it. Romantic Times didn't review it. I looked through May, June, July, and August. They didn't review it. It came out in 2010. So that it tells you it's just. So, like I said, I'm a character fan. I'm into Anita Blake. I want to know what's going on with the characters' lives. And like I said, after Obsidian, the series takes a complete turn and goes from solving murder mysteries to adult stuff. So, so this is my initial thing, and then I'll do the other thing. The Laurell K. Hamilton books need to be read in order to be able to follow all the relationships between Anita and her men. And while I would like to Micah, John Claude, Richard, Nathaniel, Jason, Damien's on the other side. Those are the core-ish type. Ever since Incubus and Cerulean and Narcissus, we've been adding. We've been adding men. So to follow the relationships, you have to read them in order. If you're only in it for the murder stuff, solving cases, stop after Obsidian. If you're a Richard Edward fan, there's your Obsidian. But if you're an Edward fan, you do Obsidian and then you just stop. If you're into the adult relationships, if you want to see where the series goes, then go that way. Go to the rest of the books. Depends how far you're willing to bend your issues, because there's a couple later books that really just you just skip those chapters. So while most of the time I really enjoy the character interaction, especially in the J.D. Robb, Eve Dallas books, where you solve a mystery along with character development, this book is all character development. There's no other. I like a balance. I'd like to have solved the mystery and character development. You know, I often wish about a little more social time with the Eve Dallas group, but not this much. This is overdoing it. But Bullet is a prime example where the mystery crime investigation takes a backseat to the relationship angst, a little too far where it overwhelms the book. While I wanted to try and summarize this book, I really couldn't find a way. I guess if I had to say a large group of people working at their sexual relations. Also, pause for a minor serial case, like 3 chapters. 3 small chapters. Alright. So, chapter 1 is the big recital play with Jason and the guys. And something a kid says is driving Anita bonkers. She has this angst about it for several chapters. Then, so it's like chapter 1, 2, 3, the recital. They talk about their relationships. Another character in chapter 4 talks about possibly having children and her mate doesn't want to and how they're going to go about that, blah. Then we have chapter 5 is Asher putting his foot down, making his demands. Asher has a lot of issues. Richard has a lot of issues. And Asher's putting his foot down, being a spoiled, rotten child, going, I want this, or I'm going to do this. I'm going to go off with narcissism, and I'm going to start a whole new thing. So you have to meet my demands now. So we got to go through that in chapter 5. Then in chapter 6, we're in the middle of dealing with Asher and his demands when Richard shows up, and we got to deal with Richard's issues. Then in chapter 7, Richard, Asher, John Claude, and Anita discuss the bedroom. Then in chapter 8, we have bedroom and Belmore. And that continues for 8, 9, 10, 11. The bedroom is 4 chapters, 5 chapters. Chapter 12 is dealing with Padma, Master of the Beast, the Vampire Council, more Belmore. Chapter 13, Master of Las Vegas, has his issues. Belmore's been over there. 14, Augustine, Master of Chicago, calls and they have a discussion there. 15 is Haven issues. 16 is Haven issues. 17 is fixing Noelle, the damage Haven caused. 18 is the mother of all darkness. 19 is cleaning up from the last 5 chapters of sex. Chapter 20 is dealing with Haven, and 21 is dealing with Nathaniel, and 22, 3, 4 is Nathaniel, Haven, and Noelle, dealing with those guys. 25 is cleaning up again, also talking with JC and Richard. 26 is Micah, Nathaniel, Damien feeding the door, talking about the fact that Anita annoys eating real food. There's that old, we've had this discussion before in Incubus Dreams for pages. 27 is Nathaniel, Nikki, Anita contacting Jacob from Flirt. Check Flirt out if you want, but just to find out who Jacob is. To replace, spoiler, Haven, that she had to knock off because he tried to knock off Nathaniel. 28 is Grandma and Nikki, and also because of the Adore situation, Graham's got issues there. They got to deal with those. Richard gets attacked, so they got to deal with Richard, and they do a new power. And then chapter 30, oh my God, we've got a serial killer. We got to deal with this. So we deal with serial killer in a couple of chapters. Valentina makes an appearance. We haven't seen her in a long time. Chapter 32, again, we're dealing with Asher. Chapter 33 and 4, we're dealing with the Marshal and the murder case again. Then we have this big powwow with Richard, Nikki, Micah, Damien, and others on their sex life. Then we go to the gym. Anita's working out her gym issues, and she goes through this whole, that's a few chapters, 36, 37, 38, 39. So then they decide, we're going to take new people to our bed. We're going to take tigers, and we meet Mephistopheles and Envy. And spoiler alert, Envy is the first female since John Claude has met Anita Blake that he is having relations with, because Anita gave him permission. He's a master vampire, and Anita gave him permission. So the rest of the book is getting to know everybody in the bedroom, a lot more bedroom stuff. 44, we finished the Marshall's case. There's your book. Like I said, I couldn't figure out how to talk about it. We just needed to get through it. If you're interested in the adult side of Anita's life, if you're listening, if you want to know about the characters complaining about their needs and venting to Anita, be my guest. We will be moving on. Let me see. What is hit list? Oh, look, there's a serial killer on this one. We might actually get some mystery in hit list. This will be our next book. So, book 19, Bullet, Anita Blake was hanging out with the guys, mostly in the bedroom, mostly talking about the bedroom. So there you have it. Bullet, book 19, Laurell K. Hamilton, Anita Blake series. I should get my posters out. I've got posters of John Claude and Richard, because the first up-teen books, three books. I don't think it went 4. It might have went 4. Were comic books. They did graphic novels, but they couldn't go too much further because she got too much adult situation. Of course, she's also writing Mary at this point. So there's, if you didn't get enough adult stuff in here, you can go check out Mary, and we'll do that at one point. We'll go through all of them, maybe 1 or 2 vids. Just Mary's just. So check it out. Please hit the like and subscribe. Let me know I'm doing a good job. I need your support as we go through all these series. Like I said, I'm a series person, so I'm in it for the characters, and not so much for the bedroom stuff anymore. Just way too, it's just not. So let's finish this. Let's get this series going, and so we can move on to other series. And please hit the like and subscribe. Thank you.